Good morning and welcome to Enterprise Morning on Enterprise Television. I am Kende Bodering.
And I am Henry Igwepike.
All right, it's the start of a new day and we are glad to have you on the show today. We will kick off with today's newspaper review before diving into the main conversation of the day. Trust me, you don't want to miss a moment with us. You can join the conversation by dropping your comments, liking, and following us on all our social media platforms at Enterprise TV 7. So today we have Barrister Evans Ufeli. He's a barrister and a public affairs analyst to dissect what we have today.
Good morning to you, Barrister.
Good morning. Good morning to our viewers.
Okay, we have a little bit of can you hear us, Barrister?
Hello. Good morning. I can hear you.
Okay,
can you hear me?
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so Henry will just go with the Guardian newspaper. Right. So on the big story on the Guardian, we have 767 local government areas without active websites amid autonomy, 3 trillion naira yearly windfall.
All right, just below that story, we have organized the private sector opposes move to amend NSITF, that's the National Security Trust Fund.
Okay, right. we also have Constitution review, how Kalu pushed for additional Southeast states.
And also we have other trending matters. Crush terrorism now. Nigerians task new service chiefs.
We also have it takes 62 signatures to pay one NDDC contractor, says Udoma Egba.
And also we have resident doctors who begin strike Friday over unmet demands.
Okay, we also have Aye Datiwa clears backlog of Ondo police salary arrears.
All right, Barrister, let's go to digital print now. It's actually very shameful. It's a shame, actually, that lots of local government areas in Nigeria do not have a digital footprint. It takes between 100 and 200,000 to have a very responsive website. And most of these local government areas go home with up to 3 billion a month. And they can't afford to have a digital footprint in the form of a website. Do you think that the callousness of leadership had allowed us get to this level?
Well, so many local government areas in Nigeria. Can you hear me?
Yes,
we can hear you.
Can hear you clearly.
So many local government areas in Nigeria are living in very difficult situation. Difficult situation I mean is that the resources of states are not deployed the right way. Many of the local governments you see today have no functional leadership. They have no functional leadership. They only rely on the governors of the state to do whatever it is they ought to have done for themselves. It's even better now that it is compulsory you must have local government chairman before you can assess your resources by the Supreme Court judgment. Before now, they used to have caretaker committee, no election, nothing. Just put one party man there. Every month, they send money to him to pay salary, and the rest they squander it. That's what they do. So local government areas have lost their priorities. They don't even know how the people are faring. They don't know where the people are as regards their welfare, whether in agriculture, whether in business, whether in anything. They don't know. All they know is they go collect levies for market areas, they levy motorcycles, levy all kind of levies, collect resources, they call levies tax, and take the money, spend it the way they like. That's how local government functions. Hardly in Nigeria will you find one local government that is creative, that is digitally positioned for the future, that have a vision that is driving the grassroots to somewhere meaningful. No. 774 local governments in the country, out of which barely none of them even have a functionable website, a digital print. And these are the local governments that we are saying they are the future, that development start from grassroots. And as from grassroots, they are going to develop. Okay? Little wonder they cannot handle any meaningful projects. Before, when democracy just returned in Nigeria, local government used to tar roads. Local government used to undertake huge projects, build infrastructure, construct bridges, okay, construct converts, carry out a lot of sensitization program, immunization programs, and sometimes even partner with World Bank, partner with UN to carry out very sensitive programs across the country. Today, the story is not the same, okay? The local government areas are completely moribund. Their administration is nothing to write home about.
Okay.
The way they manage their resources in secrecy and in so much interference from the executive. So that is why the local governments are not functioning effectively.
Okay, so Barrister, what constitutional responsibilities do local government areas have in maintaining like transparency and digital accessibility?
Yeah, well, the Constitution itself in Section 7,
okay,
gave the local government some level of autonomy. When you look at the construct of the 3 tiers of government, the local government authority is supposed to function like a full-fledged government, okay? The chairman of the local government acting as the executive on that reference, okay? But what you have today, okay, is nothing to write home about. Okay, so the constitutional backing for the local government to function effectively is still there. But the character occupation of those who are in local governments. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, sir. You can hear you.
The character occupation of those who are in local government is what they are found wanting in that area. We have not seen a purpose-driven local government visionary project. Okay? Constitutionally backed to enforce the dividend of democracy. That we've not seen it. We've not seen that in local government areas. In my local government, the local government chairman, for example, I don't even know whether he can use computer. That's the chairman himself. So these are the kind of characters I want to bring development to grassroots.
Very funny.
I don't think we know what we are doing.
Right. Okay, then let's move on to that was actually very hilarious, actually.
Yes, it was.
And it doesn't just serve; it goes across board because we have lots of characters occupying such positions. So what we have right now in Nigeria is coronation, not allowing for a democratic process for the best of the best. But let's get to the Punch newspaper and the big story under Buhari Tinubu, 500 generals forced out despite a rising insurgency.
Okay, still we still have economic recovery has begun, says Edun.
And Delta deploys the Airbus A33 on Nigerian route.
Oh, very well. We have CBN pumps $1.25 billion into fuel imports, others in 3 months.
All right, Soludo's 1 million naira a promise for voters to curb apathy, and that's ABGA.
Yeah.
Barrister, I'd love us to go to Anambra for a bit. Gubernatorial election is coming up for November 8th, and there's general apathy. Anambra people are no longer interested in going out to cast their votes, which is, of course, their civic responsibility. And to checkmate that, Professor Chukwuma Soludo is doing like a lottery. All right, come vote and win 1 million naira. Of course, it's not everyone that would get the money. Just they have to do a lucky dip or whatever. But do you think that is constitutionally okay for us to make a civic responsibility look like it's bet?
It's not constitutionally okay. Our civic responsibility we are supposed to exercise by free will. And civic responsibility should not be converted into gambling. What Soludo is doing is to encourage a new kind of criminality, okay? That people will have to win something before they can donate their allegiance to whoever it is they want to lead them. I don't think that is fine. I find it very rather disappointing that Soludo is promoting such kind of criminality. It is criminality. And he's doing that because he has immunity under the law. He should know that the immunity expires and when he will give account, because that's nonsense. That's nonsense. People will come out to vote if they see that governance is contributing positively to their lives. when it is not contributing positively to their lives, they will be disenchanted, and that's what exactly is going on. For the past 4 years he has been governor. What has it done to inspire the people to want to come out to vote, even if not for him, for another person? What has it done exactly to improve the status of democracy in Anambra State that will confer the people the zeal, okay, or the enthusiasm to want to come out again to vote? To what end should they come out to vote? The last one that denoted their allegiance to him. What did he do with the allegiance that now he has to conduct a raffle draw, or he has to now put up a gambling scheme to be able to get people to come and vote? I think some of these elites are messing up with the whole psyche of the Nigerian populace. This kind of democracy now, what is it called under the law? I've not seen it before. What is it called? What is it introducing into our democratic system? And Anambra is very sensitive to that matter. What exactly is it saying? You come out to vote, you win money. You are mixing politics with kalo. So what you get is the dirty result. You mix politics with it, you get dirty result. That's it. It cannot sustain this thing it's trying to do. And I think it should be called to order.
Very well.
Yeah. Okay, so what alternative for or non-monetary method can inspire electoral participation? What other things can we do to inspire citizens to come out aside attaching money for it?
Campaigns, yes.
For it.
You understand? Campaign, they should go about and campaign, and they have lifted the ban for campaign for that state. You understand? They should go and they should campaign on issues. They should campaign on principles, because what the two of them are doing, the two major contestants, is one is saying the other one have a fake result and fake this and fake that. Why the other one is accusing this one of causing insecurity in this? So they are not even campaigning on issues. They are not campaigning on principle. They are witch hunting one another. They are defaming one another. They are fighting practically, and that is why, because there is nothing to campaign with. There's no principle laid down to campaign. That's why they are opting for kalo. That's exactly what is going on. If you have done well the first 4 years, okay, and the other party have credible pedigree, they will rely on their pedigree to carry out very formidable campaign in that state, and then come up with the best solution possible, and allow the people to now vote to decide who can really enforce whatever their manifestos are. Okay? But it's unfortunate. And so we don't know that Nigerian election is not about principles too. The leaders, the other party too, all of them, all the politicians, they know that Nigerian election is not about principles, because the average Nigerian does not care about principle in the first place. He does not care about principle. He's thinking of what he's going to eat and how he can make some money to use to oppress his neighbors. That's exactly what he's thinking. So it's not just about the politicians. These politicians have studied our lifestyle. They now know that Nigeria is a place of survival of the fittest. All you need to do is to gather small money. Gather small money, go and buy a small generator that you use to oppress your neighbors on it and play loud music to oppress them. That's exactly what there's no other thing that is going on here. It's just about ego, it's about oppression. It's not about politics in the real sense of it.
Oh, okay.
All right, Barrister. Just before we leave it a rest for this segment, we have less than 3 minutes to do that. Let's take another matter here. Economic recovery has begun, says Edu. Do you agree with this superficial statement or submission by Wale Edu? And they have said this on the backgrounds of the fact that the cost of food items is coming down a bit.
Yes.
And because of that, they feel that the economy is recovering. Do you think we should hold that and run with it, really?
No. It's not true. The fact that, the food is cheap now because of over 1 year ago, 1 or 2 years ago, the price of foodstuff went very high.
Yes.
And it went very high. A lot of people went into agriculture because of the high cost of food and all that. A lot of people went to agriculture. And now, 1 year after, there's harvest and supply is now too much. It's just the principle of demand and supply that is going on. There's no serious economic principle anywhere. Which economic? How many farmers did the government train? Even the tractors that they bought for farmers, did they share it? Were they able to even give it to the farmers? If they had given to the farmers, he could have used it to campaign, to do this useless campaign he's talking about now, to say that because the trucks were given and the trucks were not given, but like that, nothing was. A lot of people just went into farming not too long, and the yield is now so much. Everybody have gari everywhere, nobody to buy it. Or we have fewer buyers, you have more products. You have a lot of products, and the people who are going to buy them are few. So demand is very low. And when demand is low, price will come down. That's what is happening. They will tell Nigerians because they don't a lot of people don't even know the law of demand and supply. The average man on the street is not ready to engage with you on the intellectual expose of demand and supply because he's stranded. He's stranded, he wants to eat. So they can dish out all these things for people who do not know exactly where the economy is heading to. But for some of us that know exactly what is going on, is because, supply is now too heavy for demand to hold. So price will have to crash. That is what has happened.
All right, Barrister, well, thank you so very much for your time. And just to let us know that Barrister will still be here to take us on our main conversation as when we return. We have waves of forced retirement hit the Nigerian military despite the rising insurgency. In the beat, still Enterprise Morning. Don't go anywhere.
We'll be right back.
Anticipated book titled Citizen Jones Selected Prologues is finally here.
This explosive new book takes you on a journey through the finest writing of the ace journalist and broadcaster that will leave you inspired and informed.
Citizen Jones Selected Prologues of Volume 1 now available. Get your copy now.
For details, contact 0706 9637 935 or send an email to enterprisetv@gmail.com. Citizen Jones Selected Prologues, a classical compendium of compelling arguments.
The highly anticipated book titled Citizen Jones Selected Prologues is finally here.
This explosive new book takes you on a journey through the finest writing of the ace journalist and broadcaster.
It's glad to have you join us again for our second segment of the show. This is Enterprise Television, our main conversation for today. We have it that despite the rising insecurity, the administration of Muhammad Buhari, late, and Bola Ahmed Tinubu have forced hundreds of senior military officers into early retirement. Between 2015 and 2023, over 500 generals and other top officers across the Army, Navy, and Air Force were retired following the appointment of new service chiefs. A long-standing military tradition requiring officers senior to or on the same course as new chiefs to step down.
Very true. The practice continued under Tinubu, who, after appointing new service chiefs in June 2023, saw more than 100 senior officers exit the services. The mass retirement has drawn mixed reactions. Now, retired generals Ishola Williams and Aliyu Momoh criticized the system as wasteful and outdated, arguing it disrupts professionalism and waste experience.
All right, let's get talking. We still have with us Barrister Van Sofeli. Thank you so very much, Barrister, for hanging on.
My pleasure.
Beautiful. Now let's get talking on this very important, important issue that I think those running Nigeria have found a way to hide it such that people would not know the gravity of it. The beauty of any career, Barrister, is the fact that when you get into it with your body, soul, and spirit, you would allow yourself pass through the process and enjoy it as much as you want to. For the military, it's no longer the same. You are my classmate and you are made the service chief, and because of that I am forced to retire. Of what good really is the career, if we would ask at this point? Speak to us.
Yes, the reason they have that military tradition is that once they have service chiefs, those service chiefs are therefore referred to as the leaders of that particular segment. Okay, like the Air Force, the Army, the Navy. Okay, when you have that. So, and when you now have people who are actually their senior, okay, in the force and the rest of that, what it will mean is that they will not be able to succumb to the hierarchy of command of their junior. You understand? So, and most times they are asked to retire. They are forcefully asked to retire. You understand? And it's becoming a problem now because the number involved is now huge. And when you look at it, even the persons involved are officers that are still very young.
Exactly.
So that's why it's a problem now. Ordinarily, it's the right military tradition. And then why do you go for a very young officer as the service chief? Just so that you have to now retire all the senior ones. So why don't you look among the senior ones to appoint them so that there will be less casualty in the process? So, but the same thing happened when Obasanjo came in 1999. When Obasanjo came in 1999, what he did was that all the military head of state, anybody that have served in political position before that have been head of state, one state or the other, all of them were forcefully asked to resign. And we saw a huge number at that time. It was about 200 plus that had to resign forcefully, you know, because people thought that the democracy wasn't going to last. I mean, it was the beginning of the Fourth Republic, and we've had military intervention. Every democratic dispensation short-lived by a military intervention from 1966 down to the time we had in 1999 then. So he took that decision. Now, from Buhari era and Tinubu era, we've had, when Buhari appointed the service chief, a lot of them were asked to retire. This time around, a lot of them has been asked to retire. Between Buhari and Tinubu, you have 500, just go like that. And this 500, you know how much the military has expended in training them, both locally and internationally. Their experience, wealth of experience, their contribution to nation building, to security, and the fact that they too have families and the rest of that. So when you relieve them of their duties like that at very young age, what you are saying is that you are building and destroying at the same time. Okay, you build halfway and you pull it down. At the end of the day, it's not, for me, when you look at what they call cost-benefit analysis, it does not, I don't think it's giving us value for money spent. It's not giving us value for money spent. So my suggestion is that if you have to appoint service chief, appoint from the hierarchy, the highest in the ranking. If you are able to, don't go and appoint a junior and then you have to relieve almost 500 people to go at once. This time around 100 plus to go. So I think we have to look at it very well. Despite military tradition, we should know that society has changed. Things have changed all over the world.
Yeah, okay. So can affected generals challenge their forced retirement in courts? Can I take this to courts?
All right, I think we lost a barrister there, and we will hope to get him as soon as possible because of connection issues that we have going on. But speaking to what a barrister said, it's actually very despicable. That I join a force, a desire to serve the country, desire to have my say in the country, contribute what I think would make Nigeria a better place. And less than 15-20 years in the service, I'm asked to retire or to resign. And while someone is asking me to do that, maybe I am 15 years in marriage. Right? My kids are less than 10 to 15 years. I still have a long span of time to train these kids from secondary to university. How do I now source the funds to do all of that? So that is very similar to what the barrister said. We build, at the same time we destroy.
Well, okay, I like your point. They are valid. I'm going to speak in the direction of their welfare, right? I'm from a military background.
Okay.
My father is a retired naval officer. So, when I can remember when he retired, or I know that yes, they have this their pension thing that they receive and all of that. So he even retired. He planned. One thing about this thing is, you need to plan yourself because you don't even know what would come for you. As a military person or as a military personnel, you know that, okay, you are into this, and aside from the passion, you always desire that, okay, this is what you want to live your life for, right? So as a person in that, as a military person, you should be able to plan yourself. Because I could remember when he was still when my dad was still in service, they had there were some issues, I asked him, I said, Daddy, can you retire? He said, not yet, that there is this specific time. He gave himself this time, like, this is the time I want to retire and all of that. And he has even planned himself. Now, talking about what you said about, okay, you just joined the Navy, you've been in the force for like about 15 years, and you have children that are not even up to 20 years, 20 years old. The thing is still based on planning yourself. Well, I'm not really happy about this, for the fact that these people, they have families and they have their long-term plans, right? So the thing is that you just need to, like, okay, in case, because Nigeria can happen to anybody.
Well, we hope that Nigeria does not happen to those serving with the military. I understand that a barrister has joined us. Thank you so very much, barrister. Are you there with us?
Very well.
All right, beautiful. Yeah, so you were stating some facts there just before we lost you. Can you continue from there?
Yes, I'm saying that who says that even if you appoint a junior in the military hierarchy to head any of the as a service chief, who says those who are above him in ranking and other must retire as a matter of necessity? Because they are going to be succumbing to command from their junior. Okay, why can't you manage that? Can you take all the seniors to a different assignment? You can take them to a different assignment, and they don't have to be under. I don't know how to say about it, but I don't think it's right for them to just leave that way. Because that way, what we are doing is we are throwing away experience. We are throwing away experience. Hard-earned experience. We are throwing it away. Then we are now trying to absorb new ones. So at the end of the day, what you have is you want to make sure that everybody under service must be the junior. And when you want to appoint, you are not careful enough to appoint the seniors. You are appointing the juniors to clear off the seniors. So something must be done about that. They have to review it. It's a military tradition, doesn't mean it cannot be reviewed.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Very, very true, barrister. And a retired general who was equally a casualty to some of these things had his say. He said that it's only in Nigeria that you get to observe such issue, except maybe war-torn countries. And that a large reason why some of these things happen is because of our insecurity issue we have in Nigeria. And he further stated that some of these retired generals are the one in charge, or the cartels that fuel the insurgency that we have majorly in the northern part of Nigeria, and the bunkering issue, the oil theft that we have in the south and especially the Niger Delta region. So do you really think the best way of having these people retire and engaging them into things that are anti the economy is good enough? Or what do you think at this point? How do you think we can make use of these retired military officers that are still okay and good enough to go?
Now, let me say this, because my dad was in the Air Force, okay? So when they get set to retire, there's this training they used to send them to go and do in Osho, wherein they are going to help them on entrepreneurial. They will go through some level of entrepreneuring and skill acquisition, so that after their retirement they can have that and use that to pursue the remaining part of their lives with their pension. Now, for this one, where they are retiring them under emergency, which training is available there that they have to put them through that will give them enough resources or enough technical skills to be able to integrate to the larger society? My dad used to say that time that you can take the man out of the army, but you cannot take the army out of the man.
Yes.
Okay? And that is why when you see when they finish, when they retire, and when they get to civil society, if you mess up with them, they will reactivate their military operations against you, against our community. You understand? So that is a standing issue. Now, there have been generals who have been fingered to be among those who are instigating bunkering. There are very many. And things like this cost it. Those who retired very angrily, those who retired under situations and circumstances like that, without their will, those who were forcefully retired against their will and plan, they will look for a way to come back at society. And because they already have that training, it will be easy for them to sabotage the economy or sabotage infrastructure or the country's economic resources. They are majorly the ones in charge of illegal mining in the country as we speak. Many of them are into bunkering. Many of them are into all kinds of things. Remember, many of them are armed.
Yeah.
They know how to use weapons. They know how to recruit and train people to use weapons. They know how to commit all kinds of havoc if they want to turn it negative. So we should make them to retire smiling. You understand?
Yes.
Let them retire well. Don't force them out. And even if you have to force them out, give them enough resources to be able to reintegrate. Give them soft landing. Because when you disrupt them abruptly, they will come back at society. That's the truth.
Good. So, why has the practice of retiring officers, especially the senior ones, to service chiefs, persisted for so long? Why have we had this for so long? And do you think there are any solutions to be done to this whole thing?
I've said it now that one of the generals said these things happen in war-torn countries and all that. I know that in the United States, the fact that you are appointing someone to lead, it does not mean others should go. But because we are under insurgency and we are under serious security issues, perhaps the long military tradition of retirement and all that, when a younger person comes up, I've been there. It's also the police. Let's not forget, when an IG is appointed, you have the seniors and the classmates of that IG all will have to go. You understand? So that the IG can have full autonomy of control. of the police force. So that's how it is.
That is how it is.
All
Okay.
right. We do not have enough time. I would love that we go some more on this very important topic for today, but we'll just have to let it rest for now.
Okay.
Thank you so very much, Barrister, for your time. We truly do appreciate you.
My pleasure.
you.
All right. All right, people, that's just about the time that we have. I'd love to say thank you to you for being part of it. Please do well to follow us. You can find us at enterprisetvnews.com. You may equally like, comment, and follow us on all our social media platforms at Enterprise TV7. I am Henry Igwebike.
And I'm Kendi Boduri.
Have yourself a splendid day. God bless you. God bless Nigeria. We'll see you tomorrow for yet another awesome time.
Bye for now.
Bye-bye.